Just realized the audio wasn't coming through, so reloaded in here. My apologies. Technical difficulties when you're waiting in here before it starts. Forgot to do the refresh to actually be a part of it. Yeah, if anybody out there watching knows anything about Jeff Beckley that would like to share, I don't know where he's from or anything like that. He's made it through the first 2 rounds, so he's shooting pretty good. See how he handles playing a high caliber player like John MORRA. Looks like John got into that 3-4-5 well enough to have a look. It's a little dicey on a thin cut with the 3. Wow. Overcuts it to the max to get over onto the good side of the 4. Still pretty steep on it. Comes off the 9 twice and gets good on the 5. Think he's highly favored to be out from here. Pretty straightforward, not a whole lot of work to do. Yeah, I guess the only question here is if he wants to play the 9 on the short side or on the high side. More than likely the high side, so he'll probably get underneath the 8 just a little bit and have a natural line to come up table. Just like that. Play it right here, open it up a little bit. I think he'll end up right about in here. Pretty close. Gotta keep myself entertained when I'm here just talking to myself. I know you all can hear me, but gotta draw some lines. I have some fun with it while I'm just sitting here watching. Nice out from John. Gets to be the first one to put a score on the board, and he breaks a serve with alternating break. It's a pretty big deal to get a game off of your opponent's break at this caliber. The wood rack does add to that little inconsistency to the breaking reaction, but these players are very capable of running a 7-pack on a bar box if the break is working. So short races like this, little mistakes can be all it takes to make a big difference in the score. As you can tell, taking meticulous time analyzing the rack, making sure it's all tight. Gets the 1 ball, has a look at the 2. Which plays pretty easily to the 3. 4 and the 5. As long as the 6 has enough of a ball to play on this side, it's a really natural pattern to get out from here, but the 7 may be just close enough that it makes it tricky. We'll find out in about 4 balls here. Very nice speed control there. The way that he played that makes me think that the 6 may be tight, and he was thinking if he just nudged the 7 ball there, he'd still have shape on the 3 and have kind of solved that problem, but because if the 6 does not go, he could then off of this just clear that point and kind of play into them, but he would only do that if the 6 ball does not go. He is kind of looking that way. Nope. Must play in there just fine. It's really the only question mark in this rack is just getting on the 6 well enough that if you have to come down off of the short rail, you don't have to interact with the 9 ball. And everything else is pretty wide open and available. Should be able to just draw straight back. Perfect. These 2 balls here, John MORRA looking to be up 2-0, but Jeff will be back breaking here shortly. In case you didn't know, no, yeah, I just relinquished it there. John MORRA actually had some sort of an injury and went from a right-handed shooter to a left-handed shooter, both at a world class. Absolutely incredible story. The amount of work and dedication to this game it takes to spend that amount of hours to have the muscle memory and finesse to be able to do that both hands is truly incredible. Looking for a little bit of a different rack. There's actually a skill to wood racking a rack and getting it tight. You gotta find that right spot in the table, let them settle together, create the right amount of pressure and the right spot on the rack, tap it if it's sticky. There's all sorts of little intricacies there that you would take for granted actually in most cases until you go from a template rack for a while and then have to go back and try and rack a wood rack. Is surprisingly difficult to get a really good rack out of it at times. Gets a good break there. Next 2 balls. Good look on the 1, wide open layout. If he can stun straight in, widen out that angle just a little bit there. That's definitely the highest percentage positional play, but he may not have enough angle for it. He may have to just kind of draw straight back and play in close proximity with the 3. Kind of one of those little, yeah, he's looking at that line. Delicate little shape shot there. Nicely handled. Just drawing a line here, seeing if the 6 goes by the 9. Oops. It's pretty tight if it does go. I think it does, though. Looks like it might have 3/4 of a pocket or so. Nice, easily controlled 5 to the 6. Probably just come right back up to dead center table, I would assume. Or go that way, because it might not be a full pocket by this 9 ball. See a little bit of cue movement here. I think you stun right along this line. Let it kind of come back out to center table. Don't get a lot of the creative lines in this bar box 9, so keep myself entertained when there's a little bit of an odd pattern to be played. Nicely handled there. So far, I believe in the first 3 racks, the only error that we have seen is 1 dry break. See if we can find ourselves a perfect set here. Might get Zack Zager to come over and join us. His match just finished up, so might get some actual dialogue rather than me just trying to keep some empty space filled. Some spectacular pool so far. I always just like watching the game played at its highest level, and it's not very often achieved, but man, it's a beautiful thing when it all comes together. Welcome, Zach.
Trevor, how are you? How's the match going so far?
So far, so good. The only error that I believe has happened is 1 dry break from Jeff so far. It has been a break and run fest. As you can see, they're smashing the ball.
Yeah, I was just commenting on James DeVee and Mike Ortiz's match, and yeah, James's breaks were just monstrous. Balls were flying, shape on the one every single time, and then Mike's breaks every single time. All the balls stayed where they were, right on the spot. Like there was a slug rack action going on. Like I don't know what was the issue there, but every single time Mike broke, those balls did not move.
Well,
So,
and the only thing I can say there is there's the potentiality that maybe Mike just doesn't wood rack very often anymore. I was just talking about how there's a little bit of skill required to get a good rack out of a wood rack anymore when you're used to using a template rack where you're just ensured everything being pressed together in a uniform way. Little gaps can easily form.
yeah, actually, I think I remember that from last year. They'd use it's wood racks only. Correct?
Yes, it is.
All right.
And that I played in a Florida tournament in November that was a wood rack. I believe it was 9 on the
Yeah,
spot.
that was at where was that? I remember that.
That was at Racks in Stratford, hosted by Dunksky. Yeah, I getting ready for that tournament realized how much time it can take it on certain tables, especially if the spot's worn in pretty well. It takes getting it just into that right location where they kind of settle back into their location. Like you want to go just above it and they kind of settle in on themselves. Was the only little trick that I had kind of found to get a decent rack, and then it still was pretty inconsistent at times.
Yeah. So what do you see here? I mean, you got the 8-9 are problems. The 4 after this 3 can go on the side or go all the way down. You got to take care of that 8-9. You don't necessarily want to get to it and have to carom it. It is a big possibility to take the carom.
Yeah, I mean, I think the higher percentage play is just taking the carom on and getting in close proximity with your cue ball, going from the 6 to the 9. Because, I mean, I guess he could have loaded up with inside and kind of ran into it, but like coming underneath of it, the 8s still has a chance to kind of be now above the 9 and on the long rail.
Right, yeah, and you don't want to leave yourself sideways on this 4 ball.
Yeah.
I like how he's playing it so far.
I always get a little bit of mental whiplash when they go to a pocket that I wasn't expecting, where I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, no, I noticed that. I mean, a lot of times these high-rated players will have balls, just sitting right there in the side, just kind of like he did there, but they will elect to take it into a corner pocket because they can really do more work with the cue ball there.
Yeah, and you're not playing it tentative. You're stroking the ball. He is playing into it. Oh, wow, look at this.
What a shot.
Wow, fantastic. Well, we're about ready to go 4 racks of absolutely spectacular play. Yeah, the opening break from Jeff came up dry. In his next break, he went and grabbed a different rack off of a different table, got a good break, ran it out. So, these two are playing very, very well. Well, as good as you can play. This is the second time they've had a little bit of conversation between the racks. Obviously can't hear what's being said. Maybe John said that you gotta use that rack. I don't know. I don't know what else you would say at that point. I mean, John MORRA has broken and ran both of his breaks. See if the perfect match can continue. And
Did you do it?
I did it.
You did it, buddy.
I did it to Daniel. Sorry,
You gotta stop doing
earlier
that.
too.
You gotta stop doing that.
Hey, I just get so excited about perfect pool. I can't help myself when I realize it's happening. I'm gonna have to just be like, oh, they're playing okay. Play it down, maybe.
I wonder if he's gonna try to come in between this 2 and the 3. No, he's going. He's going.
Right on.
Yeah, he's going on the left side. Yeah.
That was pretty close.
Nice call out, Trevor, on that.
It's easy to draw lines where you think they should go.
Well, let's see what we can do here. I think he's gonna come right here. Maybe a little higher than that.
He eliminated the second rail, but pretty much landed right in your lollipop. I'm using your catchphrase there.
The lollipop deal, yeah.
Yeah, when you asked me about it the other day, I had no idea what you were talking
Unless the
about.
call out is right. If the call outs are right, you may hear me singing here on the in the studio.
Yeah, pretty straightforward pattern play from here. 6 to the 7 is 6-pointed star drill. If you have ever worked that, you're pretty familiar with. You want to be kind of within a 25-degree angle off of the rail for the 6. Come naturally up for the 7. He's going to kind of want to fall into this target range.
I think he's got a little bit of an angle here. Not so much to use bottom, but I think he can follow.
Yeah.
Follow the ball here. Kind of come out. In this area, I'm going to be blown away here. I feel like I'm way off. Yeah, he's drawing.
Just coming straight back. Ooh, ooh.
Yeah, a couple balls down there on the rail. I mean, they are there.
Yeah. I think I actually liked your line.
Yeah,
better.
I like following that ball for sure. Coming up somewhere in this area.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
have
maybe he was
angle
dead.
to get down on the 7. I mean, that's all you really need is the angle to get on the 7. So I guess how you get there is how you try to get there.
Well, and two, if you're used to playing on tighter pockets and you find yourself pretty straight on that, you can feel like it's hard to avoid this point right here.
Right.
And getting yourself hung up down table, so he may have been so straight that he elected to draw it. I mean, with a stroke like his, drawing it and getting back up, there's no issue. It just got a little bit wide on him, so when that English caught, it just threw it right into the 7. But hey, we could have a highlight reel jump here. We'll see how he handles it. It's not easy by any means. It's not going to go
Here we
too well.
go.
Oh,
And it's going to leave him a 7-9 combo.
Oh, that's
And that, my friends,
It's
is
9
9.
ball. Yeah, some people love it, and then there's other people like me that just say, ooh. Well, with that, John MORRA continues to play perfect pool with an asterisk.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, on paper it's going to work out to be the same, but one little positional error there, but got a fortunate roll afterwards and continues on.
Some other action in this tournament. Stan Tarango, Pacific Northwest legend, I could say. And Corey Duell. Stan is down to his last 3 balls. He is up against Corey Duell 4-2 in a race to 7. Oh, and he got a little weird on the 7.
Yeah, that's a match I want to go back and rewatch because Stan is known to be a bar box magician, I believe is the term, or guru, however you want to put it. He plays. I remember watching him play Stefan Folin in the final for the Northwest Cup, and he played the sickest game-winning safety. Man, yeah, they are definitely having some words about the racking going on here. Little discussion after each rack. Do you know anything about Jeff Beckley?
No, I don't actually. I just kind of jumped in. I was going to kind of look him up and see what I could find.
I tried putting it out there to the chat to see if anybody there knew. Anybody watching, 9 does not count on the break. That will get respotted. It's kind of tricky, 1 ball here. If he can just miss this 6 along this line and have some inside English, man, that's a tough line. Gotta miss the 6 and miss the 9. Kind of stun follow. Or he plays it much simpler. I like that. That's why I'm sitting here talking about it rather than they're playing.
Yep.
I've said that multiple times commentating these matches. I am learning a lot, so.
Yeah, I'm trying to call out these lines that John's taking.
He plays very, he plays very simple where he can help it, and I really like that about his game. Like, it's very controlled. Like, I mean, even finding that gap, just mesmerizing to watch.
He's going to want to give himself a little bit of an angle on this 5. I mean, really, you may just...
I think he wants to be on this line somewhere.
Yeah. Straight in is not terrible here. You can draw. There's no balls on that rail that he can run into. So
I don't think he's straight in, though. I think he's got a little bit of a line. So he's going to kind of come into this rail somewhere right in here. Some bottom left. Uh-oh. Ooh, that was dangerously close. I think this will be the most difficult shot we've seen John have to take on so far besides that jump shot. Doesn't get... Peers it into the pocket. Probably going to play the bank. Let the cue ball kind of come around 3 rails like this. Oh, he may be playing safe. He's aiming for the other side of the ball. some interactions with.
Is it? I was looking at my speaker to see if it was catching it. But I didn't see it moving, so I didn't mute or anything.
No, you're good. That lets me know that sometimes when the airplanes fly over top of where I'm staying, that it can still be heard even though the microphone isn't flickering. Because like right now on my screen, my microphone's not flickering, but you can hear me, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm on the 19th floor of a hotel in Tacoma.
Safety ended up resulting in an opportunity for John to clear out these 3 balls. I'll likely play short side.
3 rails and end up somewhere in here.
Lollipop.
No, it's just a piece of candy.
Yeah, the way they smooth those balls in and get that little bit of motion.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing. I mean, just to get yourself off the rail and comfortable and really in a better shot. I mean, like for me, I'm cool with that. Like I'm cool sitting close to that rail. But you know why do it if you can get better?
Yeah. I mean, I know the score is what it is, but Jeff really has not missed an open ball besides that bank that he just tried on, and that's not really an open ball. That's what's just so crazy. Like I had somebody explain that to me before, like the difference between like a 700 rated player and an 800 rated player is almost all just in the break and a little bit of consistency maybe.
Yeah.
But once again, I'm just repeating what I've heard because I'm not at that level and I can't say for sure.
Yeah, one right in the side, and he's got to look on the 3 and kind of see what he decides to do here. I think you can go for this ball and come 3 rails to get on the top side of this 4 ball.
Yeah, the 8 plays big here.
I think he has enough room to kind of thin that in. Let's see what he looks to do. Yeah. A little wide. So John's definitely going to be cutting this 3 in.
I don't think you can see it.
Well, yeah, no, maybe not.
I mean, maybe. But if you can't see it, there's the potential of just banking it into the 6 ball and kind of holding the cue ball there. But man, being elevated over the 4 makes the difficulty on this shot go up. Keeps it pretty simple. Puts it up close to another ball. Not that that ball is going to make the kick any harder, it just ensures that the 3 ball does not travel very far. I've been running in and hitting balls in between matches because watching and talking about all this pool is just making me want to play so bad.
Yeah, I brought my sticks to this conference, just in case.
Yeah, this is a difficult kick to get good results. A kick and stick and keeping the cue behind the 4s. Hey, oh, well.
I think either way there, if the 3 stayed, he was safe, and he got a nice kick on the 3, and
Yeah,
got safe again.
lots of ups and downs in that shot.
Yeah. Oh, he
Wow.
fired that ball in. Yeah, I was looking at that, thinking like, okay, you can kind of kick it in with some speed, right? And if you miss, you cue ball kind of ties up on this 9. But he just fires it in.
Fires it in, comes up table, has a look at the 4. Oh, he's human. That was really the only unforced error.
So
Sean is,
Jeff's getting up and shooting. He's moving right into it.
yeah, he's happy for the opportunity. Was not expecting it, I assume, after that kick. This one just stunned straight across and come back to center table, I would think. Little overhit. Still totally fine. This is one of my favorite shots in pool, is when you're like drawing here with just a little bit of Czech English. You're getting at the track right back. I just think it. Remember the first time that I seen it. Oh, he went real wide. Didn't want to have any chance of being by that 9 ball. But yeah, I remember the first time when I was first starting to play, I seen somebody shoot that shot, and I thought it was magic.
Yeah, I had a buddy show me a shot. It's the 3 rails with the inside.
Just incredible what a little bit of knowledge you can do in this game, that's for sure. Did you watch any of the Corey Deuel Shane Van Boening match last night?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch any of that. How'd that go?
Shane won. I seen a little interview from Melina Mike about asking Corey how he thought it would go beforehand. That makes me smile. I mean, Shane's just so good. Like, he has been for a long time. I mean, Corey kind of knew what he's getting into, but Corey hit this beautiful carom shot. Was like withdraw, like creating force follow to get it the carom down into the corner pocket. It's within the first rack. You should check it out. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, especially watching these guys play on bar boxes too, because you watch all these matchroom events and you see the 9-foot pool, but watching these guys play on a 7-foot diamond, dude, is just something else.
Well, and I don't know what the conditions of the tablecloth is. Like, I don't know if they refelt it before this or not, but like, yeah, it's just seeing conditions that you've played in and how they play, you know, where you can kind of be like, this is great learning information to like watch how they're playing, make some like judgmental calls on how you would play it, and then watch how they play it. I'm learning a lot today, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'm noticing there were some shots with some check used, and the ball reacted a lot off the rail, so it tells me that tables have been used.
Yeah.
Not brand new slidey felt. I mean, those matchroom events, they're playing on brand new felt every time.
Yeah. Well, and we
It's
like
huge difference playing on brand new felt.
Oh yeah. Levi Lynn in the chat says Shane was a monster. Yeah, Shane was a monster last night. I mean, he made like some incredible outs. It was like his 8-ball game is so much fun to watch. I was a little disconnected at first because I could like neither one of them seemed like they were in dead punch and like weren't like in the pressure like mindset that we see them play a lot. It was definitely like an exhibition match, but man, did they play some good pool last night. Fun to see. It's fun to see him play on a table that I've played on before too. It's kind of like, hey, I've played on that table before. It's cool to see the big names playing. Jeff looking to, oh, gets by it. A little short though. Yeah, Levi, he definitely worked out some sticky situations last night. If you're looking to improve your 8-ball game on a bar box, watching that match over and kind of analyzing some of the pattern plays and the things that he was going about was...
Ball needs to slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see a combo here come in, or I mean, I was watching James' match, and I said you're gonna see the cue ball right here, and he made the combo instead. He fired it in.
Well, and that's the thing at this level of play, the kicking abilities. You've seen Molina or John MORRA kick that ball in. I mean, safety is still a percentage chance of giving your opponent an option to still get the rack. A lot of times you'll see them take the aggressive play because you can win the game right there. Nice shot.
Yeah, I mean, you were saying earlier it was 5-1 John, and talking about how Jeff really hadn't missed a ball yet, except for the one bank in that 4-1 rack, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, the game's, it's not over yet. Jeff's kind of crawling his way back. If he can get one more, put a little bit of the pressure on, and get himself back into it, he could have a whole new match.
Yep. And I mean, that's this level of play, one mistake. I mean, John getting kicked into the side pocket there gives Jeff the opportunity to make this a 5-4 race if he breaks and runs it. So, I mean, just a couple little errors is all it takes. Levi Lynn in the chat says he was thinking the same thing. I've played on that table too before, so must be a Seattle local or travels the pool within that area.
Nine-ball break does not count. So you're going to get a look on the 1. It's going to get weird with the 3. I'm going to see. See, I mean, here, I think you tuck the cue ball away behind this 3-ball, and
I think he's playing the bank here. I think he sees how John's playing, and
I mean, with that kick shot a couple racks ago, man, like I
puts
see
the
where you're coming
aggression
from.
into you. I'm not saying that that's a bad shot. Like, I think that's probably the shot here, which he chooses. It's a good safe. But, like, when you're playing against somebody who's just not making a lot of mistakes, sometimes it makes you look at the game a little different of, like, man, I have to get out from here.
Yeah.
And Zach, Levi said your auto quality is good. And it sounds good through my...
Yeah, I see that. Thanks, Levi. Yeah, every time you're talking, I see my mic moving, and I don't see my mic lighting up when I'm talking, so I could refresh and see if that fixes it.
No, I think what it is when I'm talking on my screen, your mic starts going, and then when I stop talking and you're talking, mine's going, so it's somehow inverted the microphone flasher.
Well, the audio is good. We will roll with it.
We're easily confused, so bear with us. Or I should say me. I shouldn't speak for Zach. He's never confused.
I'm a little confused.
Creating some good distance here. Is he going to get a look, though? I think you can see a piece of it. Levi Lynn, he's from the Everett area. Plays at the Fleece, Soundview, and Players. Yeah, I've played I lived in the Auburn area for a little while and checked out the Players Friday night tournament, I think it is. Ed Slade was running it at the time, not sure if he still is. It's a fun tournament. Think he's playing the bank from here? No, there's no way. I think banking it long, running the cue ball into the 7, letting the 1 ball come back up into here is...
I like that shot.
That would be like what I would be looking at, but it's difficult to clear the 7 and not just leave the 1 ball too close to this pocket up in here. Back banking it like that.
It's going to leave him tree-topped on the 7, but he does have a look at it, and the 3 is right there, so you can kind of just roll this one in and be good. You know, give yourself some sort of angle on the 3 to get up the table for the 5. I think here, and I don't think that 8 ball is a huge issue. I think he should be fine. Yeah, he is a little tree-topped.
If he's got enough of an angle, it plays as a 2-way too, so just roll up, bump into the 8, and kind of... Not saying that he's playing the 2-way. Ooh.
We'll cheat the pocket a little bit.
The safety bears fruit. Levi Lynn, matches set after dinner. I have not checked the schedule yet. Let me see if I can pull that up and see if they have updated it yet on our end for who's commentating what. They might be waiting for matches to kind of wrap up. Yeah, right now they still have just until dinner break. Here, I'll try and pull up the bracket and pin it to the chat too, so you can take a look at the...
Oh my!
Wow!
Right. There's some action on that ball right there, dude.
That ball seemed like it came back with more draw than it went forward. That was...
I don't know what really just happened there. I have the replay right here.
I'm watching it
I need to
too.
watch this, yeah.
Yeah, that ball had as much speed and draw coming off of that bottom rail as it did coming into it. That was...
So that tells us right there that this is not brand new felt.
Definitely.
Yeah, you can kind of see a little wear right here from breaks. But, I mean, that doesn't mean, you know, it's not good conditions.
Triple G in the chat. I did not get to play. I'm not cool enough to play in this tournament, I was told. Like, you know, it's a cool kid tournament, and I'm just kind of a wannabe.
Trevor.
No. It had a long wait list. I tried putting in a good word. Maybe I'll get a play next year, but... I mean, everybody wants to play in this tournament. I mean, it's one of the biggest tournaments in the Northwest. I mean, we get the Northwest Open. That happens every couple of years, but that's tied to people within our area. This one has a lot of the big pros and stuff, so there's a lot of people that would like to play here. Myself included. Nice
shot
speed
there by John. I think potential to have left a jump shot. I wonder to get there. I mean, I've seen. I don't think we'll see it here, but if that 6 is just on the way to make it, you can kind of get sort of like a double jump action coming here and kind of landing somewhere in here, and the ball will skip, and you only have to jump over a part of the 6, which is a crazy call out. I get that. But I'm serious. I mean, you're shooting it, the same. Yeah, he is not jumping.
I'm calling the 5 in this pocket up here. Not even close. Cue ball. And another good safety is going to bear fruit for Jeff. Kenneth Brown in the chat. How we doing? Thanks for tuning in. This is shaping up to be a pretty good match.
Yeah, if Jeff can get out here, coming back from 5-1, that would be a big turning point for sure in this match.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to be doing a little research on Jeff Beckley after this because he is playing some sporty pool. Wow.
Yeah, this is good speed right there. That's a tough shot to take.
Loading up with inside.
Yeah, you're going to need to get down table for this 7.
He was loading up. This is the shot he was just looking at. If I could draw a line here. And coming out along this line.
Yeah, I do like that shot. I was talking about this shot earlier. You were talking about that check shot, and this is a shot I learned a couple years ago. Really been trying to dial that in. Looks like he's looking to using some top now. It's kind of
He's in between.
He's trying to figure out which is the best route to take. It looks like he's
top would be the best. Yeah, he
I
bent
like
it
that
just
shot.
enough. Look at this shot. Ooh, beautiful.
Yep, Greg posted 722 is Jeff Spargo. I looked him up earlier in this match. Saw that from Indiana.
Lights live. Jeff's a monster. Yeah, I'm getting that picture.
I'm gonna draw back a foot or two here. Put yourself in a good position. That's my call out.
That's mine. He gets perfect, and neither one of us are right. Once again, while he's in there shooting, I didn't think.
Hey, listen. I didn't think my double jump call out was too crazy.
4 to 5.
And John to break here. John has been I'm not. Stop myself there.
Yep, we're just going to watch what happens and talk about it afterwards. We're not going to talk about the past anymore because I already mentioned they were playing perfect pool for the first 5 racks, and then all of a sudden, funny little things started happening. So let's just enjoy the ride. Well, whatever discussion they were having about the racking has seemed to stop. After like 3 or 4 racks, like they had like a discussion about the rack just about every time. I mean, John MORRA strikes me as a very not soft-spoken, but just like reserved, focused individual. So but I've only ever just seen him in tournament mode of bearing down on a ball, so I can't really speak to his personal life. Big break, 1 ball goes.
Might have enough of this 2 ball. I think it kind of looks like, yeah, he may have enough of this 2 ball to make it and just kind of roll down for the 3 in the side or the 3 in the top left corner.
Yeah, I'm looking at the cue ball kind of tracking along this line if he's...
Yeah, you gotta kind of just roll
too.
this ball in and let it kind of end kind of halfway in your point, somewhere in this area.
All right.
Depending on the angle, I mean, it looks like he could maybe. I mean,
I'm gonna make a question for you. Next time you see a pro slow roll a ball from this length,
Yeah. Okay.
like,
Okay.
it just doesn't happen very often. I'm not saying that it's impossible for them to do it. They just don't choose to do it a lot because funny things can happen too easily with playing conditions. Sometimes you're forced into that position, but I still think he puts a medium stroke on this and just kind of smooths it in.
I should know better too, because this last match I was in, I was talking about not slow rolling balls.
But I mean, sometimes...
It's so weird. The match with James and Mike, I was like, yeah, you don't want to slow roll this ball here. Things will get weird. And
he put a good stroke on it, and things still got a little weird, unfortunately. But there's times of this game where you look at that and you're like, man, there was a 2-inch area, well, I guess 4-inch area that I could find myself without a look on this 3-ball, and I found it. Like, how does that happen? You think he can see just an edge of it and play the caramel on the 8? I don't think so. I mean, we're almost looking right down the barrel on it.
yeah, I don't know that he can. You can kind of see. I mean, that's a little thick. Really get it. Yeah, I don't think he can see it, but he's just gonna do a little masse. Yeah, I mean, that tells us right there that he can't see any of that 3-ball. The lights live says MORRA never gets the rolls. Like you were talking about, finding that 4-inch window. Or, is this the rack that they threw out of the game earlier? The 5 almost dropped. The lights live says MORRA never gets the rolls, and it showed right there. Yeah, Levi Jeff is very happy to be at the table. Yeah, see here, if you're gonna take this ball, you need to hit it in a way to where the 4 doesn't end up somewhere down here. You need that 4 to kind of stay where it's at, unless he's just trying to follow it in and kind of draw back, try to make both at once. The 5 ball is way in there, and I think you can hit the 4 just to the little on the right side of the 5 and have the 4 follow in. I don't necessarily like that. Things can go wrong. And Trevor was talking about earlier not slow rolling the balls, but here you can kind of play pocket speed. Yeah, I know. I know. Yep. I mean, it was a pretty big pocket, so nice shot there by Jeff. Got a little wide and kind of see him coming out here and coming this way. I think that, I don't know if that 9's in the way. Yeah, So a concession by John, and we're gonna tie it up here. Jeff coming back from 5-1 and making this a race to 2. Beautiful shot there on the 4 to follow it in off the 5 and shape on the 6 to get out. Definitely showing that he's feeling good. Yeah, Trevor and I were talking earlier about wood racks versus magic racks, and the break is a huge part of the game, and Jeff's just taking his time, making sure he can give himself that solid rack for the best opportunity for his break to kind of work in the way it does.
And to answer your question, Triple G, I am remote. I'm down in Medford, Oregon. Pretty sweet product and system that EvoSports has come out with here, where this action I'm getting to commentate live on from almost 8 hours away. Oh no, is he gonna come up dry? I think he's gonna play this with.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was wondering if you like that, or I don't like to kind of come 2 rails on the bottom or 3 rails. I like that shot right there.
I actually think he'll end up like right in here with the speed. Yeah, he's gonna put about 3 tips of outside. If you're familiar with the clock, get just above that 8 ball. You got to play it at a little bit of a slow speed to have it really take properly and not get you into the 8. Beautiful. Triple G saying that Jeff is showing some good nerves. Indeed. Definitely has some experience of playing players of this caliber, because I know for most players, if you're playing a big name like John MORRA, having difficult patterns and racks like that, it's very easy to get tense, make unforced errors. John's in good shape here for the out. Right in line. Roll forward maybe 7 to 8 inches here. Yeah, I think the only thing that's even has a little bit of difficulty to this rack is just the 5 to the 6 to get good enough to lay well on the 7. Not a lot of difficulty, but I think just rolling forward and coming straight at it from there is likely. Cheat the pocket just a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to play it safe and just take the 6 in that corner.
Yeah.
I like that. You don't want to get weird on this shape on the side where the cue ball is naturally going away and below the 7.
Yeah. Likely just a stop shot here on the 7. Have a little bit of an angle. It might even stun forward just a tiny bit. John has a chance to get out here and be breaking on the hill. It's incredible how they just constantly get on those perfect lines of just a little bit of angle, 2 feet away from the object ball.
Yeah, it's repetitiveness.
Yeah, I mean,
Muscle memory.
you can almost measure that distance away from his object ball the majority of the time. It's pretty incredible. A lot to be learned watching these level of players.
So John on the hill, and Jeff needing 2. I mean, I came into this match, it was 2-1, and you were going off on how it was a break and run fest, and things got weird, and John took off and made it 5-1, and Jeff won 4 straight, made it 5-5, and put us in a match. John checking his rack just to really make sure all the balls are touching. This tournament is wood rack only.
Yeah. Held at a great venue here, the Golden Fleece. Mentioned it a couple times in the stream today of just really like the layout of the pool hall. Got an island of a bar up top, and then downstairs you got, I believe, 6 more 7-footers. It's got a cool atmosphere of kind of a modern, old schooly pool room feel. We got balls going in. One ball is shaping up to be pretty thin. But man, 3 balls on the break. What are you doing here, Zach? You just slicing that one in?
Well, you got trouble. I mean, you the 3 and the 2 are right there. You can run into them, and that can really defer you from having control and getting your shape. I don't see too much safety here. You could go 2 to 3 rails and kind of send the cue ball up here and leave the 1 right where it is. Really just kind of thin the 1. But I think the table's wide open. If you can cut the 1 in and make it and get a shot on the 2, it's a pretty straightforward rack.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it this way, this shot could be the match.
Yeah.
He makes this, he's out. He misses this or lays down a bad safe. Jeff runs out and can break and run the next rack, so it's a big moment right here.
Looks like he's electing to play the safe, and should have left my circle up because I think he landed in it.
I don't know.
He left some.
If I'm Jeff here, having an opportunity at the table, throwing it with outside, letting it kind of come along this line and back out would be something that I would definitely be considering, just because I know it's deep into the match, but if you're looking at it like this is my opportunity to have a chance to win, I just don't see a lot of great safety options here.
Yeah, and the way he's been shooting, I mean, I could definitely see him taking a shot like that. I mean, going really around the world and coming up below that too and out.
I mean, it is pretty thin, but it is a little bit high on the rail.
You aren't dealing with too much with the cue ball being that close to the rail, but on a big shot like that, with how thin the cut is, you want to be a little more comfortable on the cue ball.
Yeah. I was just reading in the chat. Cue ball control sometimes says. Using an odd thing myself learned from watching John, removing a glove for the break. I guess I have been completely oblivious that he's been taking his glove off for the break.
Zara says Jeff is out.
I mean, I root for good pool and I love Hill, so John did leave an option here, that is for sure. It's not an easy one, but
He's looking at the line to pocket the ball.
I'm gonna try my line one more time.
I think he's gonna go for it. Coming around the world, I like that.
Back out to center table. Oh no! Oh my goodness. Yeah. Ouch.
Well, opportunity for John to close this match out. A couple of responses to Cue Ball Control's comment saying he not only takes his glove off, he breaks right-handed and shoots left-handed.
Yeah. I believe that was due to a shoulder or a neck injury as to why he switched hands, but he still feels more confident breaking right-handed. Once again, I'm just repeating what I've heard. I don't know John personally or know for sure. Someone in the chat knows more than me. They can correct me, that's for sure. Yeah, that was a very unfortunate
Big shot,
scratch.
yeah. I mean, taking a big shot like that, it comes with some risks, but
Yeah, I definitely don't blame him for taking the swing at it. I mean, he made the putt. Just got a very unfortunate kiss off of the 9 there. John looking to draw this back to center table and pocket the 9 for the match. Or
yes,
doesn't even need to.
indeed, and
Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Looks like we're going to have a little dinner break here. We'll catch you after that for the next ones.
all
Thanks
right,
for jumping in with me, Zach.
Yeah, see y'all later.
All right, catch you guys later.